Too many retirees are asking the wrong retirement question. They're asking, how much money do I need to retire? But I actually think there's a better question that you should be asking. And what I think you should be asking is, where's your retirement income going to come from? And how much control do you have over it as well? Because having a large retirement savings account doesn't automatically create the confidence that you're going to have enough. That confidence comes from knowing that your income can support the life that you've worked so hard to build. And today I'm going to compare real estate investment and digital income using 6 simple categories. And by the end of this video, I'm going to ask you if this discussion has changed the way you look at your retirement income and if it's got you thinking a little bit differently. Now, before we jump in, I put together a little something that might help you make those decisions. It's called my Retirement Reality Check Guide. It's a quick read and it's designed to help you evaluate whether your current retirement plan supports the lifestyle that you actually want, or if you have some gaps that you need to revisit. You can grab your copy by using the link below in the description. Now let's get into the conversation, shall we? Because when people ask me about retirement income, they're usually expecting me to recommend one investment over the other. Now that's not today's conversation. It's not about declaring a winner. And while we're on the subject, I just want you guys to know that I am not a financial planner, nor do I play one on TV. I'm not any kind of a tax advisor or consultant. So if you want to make these decisions, make sure you contact professionals first. I'm just talking from my heart, from what I've learned after creating my own retirement income from 20 years as a real estate investor. I just want to help you think a little bit differently. I want you to look at your retirement through one lens. That lens is confidence, because that's what most everybody is really looking for, right? And as we compare these two together, the place we're going to start is wealth, because that's what most folks are thinking about when they start thinking about retirement. How much equity do you have stored up? Now, can real estate build wealth? Absolutely. Can digital business build wealth? Absolutely. So for me, this category is a bit of a tie. But let me tell you, the types of wealth are very, very different, as we're going to see in a minute. And a solid retirement isn't won by having the biggest number. It's won by having income that you can trust. So that's number 2. This is where the conversation starts changing. Once you retire, you're no longer trying to build assets. You're trying to replace your paycheck. And rental properties can absolutely provide monthly income as long as everything goes perfectly. And that's where real estate falls down, is those inevitable repairs that are always coming along. And those repairs can wipe out months of cash flow with one bill. Now, a digital business, once it's properly set up, it's fully digital. It doesn't have repairs or any of the other bills that follow a rental property around. So for this one, I'm going to give the edge to my digital biz option. And if you have any questions on how I came to these conclusions, hey, please be sure to drop any comments below. I read and respond to everyone. Now let's get on to the next subject. How much investment is required? What does each one of these require to get started? See, real estate usually requires a lot of capital. Down payments, financing, closing costs, maybe some repairs right off the bat. Digital income, it requires something different. It requires some learning. It requires some time. It requires consistent content creation and building those skills. One of these, the real estate, primarily asks for money. The other one, the digital income, primarily asks for effort. Neither one of these is free, and nothing in life worthwhile ever is, right? They're just simply different inputs. And while we're talking about these starting costs, how about the scalability? If we're talking about adding to your rental portfolio, you're going to have to go through all these costs all over again. And that's what usually happens with folks trying to build a rental portfolio. Eventually, they run out of down payments. And you also now have additional properties that can have issues that require you to dip into your savings or other income streams to cover the costs. Digital income, because it's all digital, there's no carrying costs. It's all online. To expand your business, all you need to do is create more content, another course or something that you can offer to help somebody solve their problems. Now that takes some time, but there's usually not a big price tag attached. And this next category, it doesn't get talked about nearly enough. Where does your income live? What's the location? Rental income is tied to a property, one market, one location. And what happens if that location suddenly goes from decent to not so nice? Or maybe the main employer in that area shuts down. That can cause a significant hit to the value of your real estate asset. If you're traveling, that property doesn't travel with you. A digital business can. Whether you're spending the winter somewhere warm, traveling with your RV, or maybe you're visiting a family and your grandkids. Your business goes wherever you go. And for many retirees, that's a lifestyle advantage worth considering. You're not stuck worrying about an emergency call the night before you leave town on vacation. Ask me how I know that one. Now, the next one is probably one of my favorites: income control. Ask yourself, how much control do you have over your income? Can you control interest rates? No. Can you control property taxes? They go up like crazy. Can you control insurance premiums? No. What about vacancies? Your place can be stuck for 3 months empty. Ask me how I know that one as well. Now think about digital income. Can you decide to create another piece of content? Absolutely. Can you improve your marketing and learn new skills? Yeah, absolutely. Can you help another customer solve their problem? Absolutely. Now, none of these things are going to guarantee your success, but they are all things that you have influence over. And there's something incredibly reassuring about building an income stream where most of the outcome is connected to your own actions. Now, honestly, this is a category that matters a lot. Lifestyle. Nobody spends 40 years working because they dream about looking at investment statements or a rental property. They dream about freedom. They dream about saying yes to a last minute trip, spending more time with their family, taking the RV out without worrying about filling up the gas tank, or visiting the grandkids out at the lake. So that's why I don't ask which investment makes more money. I ask which one helps create the retirement that you've been picturing all these years. So now on that note, I'm curious. While you were listening to this discussion, did it bring up some other questions for you? If so, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I read and respond to every message. So if you spent 30 or 40 years working hard, saving consistently, and doing all the things you were taught that you should, you already probably built a pretty good foundation. And the question now isn't whether you did enough. The question is whether learning a new skill would give you even more confidence. Because retirement really isn't about having the biggest portfolio. It's about having enough reliable income to fully enjoy the life that you've worked so hard to build. So, if today's conversation got you thinking and you're wondering if you really are set for your retirement, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go down into the description and grab the link and download your own copy of my Retirement Reality Check Guide. It's totally free. It's about a 5-minute read, and it's going to show you all the nuts and the bolts of what retired or retiring people are coming up against and what you can do about it. And while you're there, I'd love to hear from you in the comments as well. Which one of these things matters the most to you right now? Is it running out of money, cutting back on your retirement plans, or maybe you're worried that you're going to have to go back to work? Or is it something else? Again, drop it in the comments. I read every comment, and I'd love to help you build your confidence back around your retirement. And also, check out my next video where I'm going to walk you through the nuts and the bolts of what a digital business is and how you can help build legitimate retirement income without having to be some kind of fancy social media influencer or spending your every waking moment learning a bunch of new tech skills. So, once again, I'm Harry. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.